Hello again, everyone. Todd Staruch, the horror nerd, here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival at the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It is my distinct pleasure to be sitting here with one of my good friends and one of the star vendors of the convention, author Tammy Vreeland. Tammy, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. We're having such a great time today.
Are you?
Yeah, I really am.
Good. How's the show been for you so far?
Amazing. The people here are they're really interacting with all the vendors and the stars, and we have a lot of people in costumes. Have seen some amazing costumes.
Yeah, I agree.
I
agree.
I'm encouraging everybody to dress up, come and see us. It's an amazing time.
Speaking of costumes, you look fabulous as always. Now, did you make this costume?
I did. I made the wings, and I, kind of threw things together and just. We won't talk about the hose up here, because it's whatever plastic stuff. But just to be creative, we were home for how many months? So
a lot. I don't even know.
I know.
We're
exactly.
home for a lot of months.
So enough time to be able to be creative about it.
True. So, Tammy, we're surrounded by your goodies here, your books. Why don't you tell the fans who might not know you a little bit about yourself and about your work?
Okay. I've been writing for 17 years, and I've written 8 full novels in the horror book genre, and currently working on the 9th one. I also started working on a children's series, and I'm very, very excited about that. I do the Renaissance Fair as well, and I also do magazine articles for Central New York and Rochester Magazine. So I have my plate full. I constantly love to write different genres, but honestly, my horror genre is my favorite. So
I am sure it is. Now, you mentioned children's books. How do you make that transition from writing your horror novels like, hey, I think I'll do a children's book?
That's a really good question. And a lot of people ask me that, and I say it balances me. Because when you think about it, you write horror and then you write children's, it keeps you balanced. But it was a great transition. The reason why I wrote the children's book was so that children wouldn't be afraid of going to a Renaissance fair or seeing people in costumes. So in a way, my horror genre still kind of went over into my children's book to help children understand that sometimes masks can be scary, but they don't have to be.
Okay, we just got photobombed. It's okay. It happens all the time.
That's HorrorCon for you.
It happens all the time. I don't even worry about it anymore. We're like, oh, hi.
All right.
It's all good in the hood.
It's all good.
I'm guessing this is the children's book here?
The main one is right behind you.
Okay.
And what I like about it too is when I created it as a genderless book. So there's no he or she in the book, which was very difficult to write. But I wanted to make sure that when somebody's reading the book, they can identify with the character. So it doesn't matter if it's a mom reading to the book or a dad reading to the book or the child being a boy or girl, because I knew I was going to be reading to both boys and girls. So it's only fair that they be able, because, not a lot of boys like unicorns too much, so I want to kind of interact it and make sure that they could identify with the characters. So one of the nice things about my books is once they learn what Unseen Beauty is, because not too many people, especially children, know what Unseen Beauty is. Once the story explains it, I have them go back, and it's kind of like a Where's Waldo. So they have to go back into the story at the very beginning to try to find the unseen beauty, which are fairies hidden in the trees. So while you're reading the story, the children don't know that the fairies are there, but when they go back, they go and they get so excited, and I usually give them like a little magnifying glass so that they get to hunt for it. And it's a lot of fun story, and we just did a series with it. It's a lot of fun we've done.
Very cool. Let's hold that up. Where can people find this and your other books?
Unseen Beauties at Amazon, and then I also do story time anytime at the Renaissance Fair in New Jersey. So that's in May, and it's for 3 weekends, and I have my own tent, and the children come anytime, and I'll read a story to them. I give them a quest, and they go and look for the quest, and then we come back and we discuss it, and it's a really fun time. So not only does the HorrorCon have a lot for children, but so does the Renaissance Fair. So, you know, you might not think that the HorrorCon's for children, but as you can see, we got things here for the children as well. We've got little toys, we've got the stories, I've got stickers. I want them to enjoy horror as much as we do.
Very cool. And yeah, I see a lot of kids here, you know, so
really
they're all around.
surprised.
And I agree with it that it helps them to just understand it's all make-believe.
Right.
It's not really scary.
Right.
And even if it is, it can't really hurt you. So I think that's great.
Right. We get another photo bombs.
You know, at this point, we'll just deal with it.
We just do it.
Hey, and listen, you didn't sign a release, so that's your problem,
That's true. That's true.
So.
But there was children that just walked by.
Exactly.
And actually, they had played my game earlier, so they've already been here.
Very cool. Very cool. So, Tammy, you mentioned you're working on a new horror novel.
I am.
So, you tell us a little bit about that.
It actually is the third volume of my White Noise series. I'm almost finished with it, so it's been a work in the making for a couple of years. A lot of things have been happening with the children's book on socializing and platforms. It's hard to write, but now is the season for me to get right back into it. So I'm hoping to have it done by spring. It's the third season. It ties everything together and kind of, it never was left as a cliffhanger, but at least it ties the whole story together. So, and the White Noise series is 13 short stories on each volume. So it's
cool.
Volume 1, Volume 2, and now I'm working on Volume 3, which is a lot of short stories to write. So, you know, coming up with ideas and, you know, road rage helps a lot, and living in New Jersey helps a lot.
Yeah.
So that gives me an idea of what to write next for a short story. But we're doing well.
You ever need any scary ideas, come check out my basement.
There you go.
It's very scary.
At least it's not underwater right now.
No, it is not. So, all right. So, Tammy, finally, why don't you just tell everyone how they can find all your work and how they can follow you along?
All right. Well, my name is Tammy Vreeland again. I'm on Instagram. You can find me at Tammy at White Noise for the HorrorCon or for the horror genre. The children's book is Tammy at Unseen Beauty. And then for my magazine article is Tammy Tidbits. So I have 3 platforms. I'm also on Facebook. Actually, if you just type my name in, Tammy Vreeland, in Google, everything will come up, and it's much easier that way. But I would love to interact with anybody in regards to any of them. Magazine articles, children's books, horror cons. I love any inspiration, any stories you may have. I would love talking to you.
Fantastic. Tammy, it is always great to see you. Thank you so much just for being you. And also for being such a great supporter of everyone else's work. I feel like we're all a big family,
right.
And you're a big part of that.
I really appreciate it. And I appreciate everything you do with Scares That Cares. That's an amazing charity work, and I think more people need to get involved with that as well. I like being a part of it. I like giving you my books for that, and it's a great cause for people to get involved too. So what you're doing helps us all in the long run truth.
Oh, thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome.
Tammy Vreeland, everybody, here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I am Todd Staruch, the Horror Nerd, signing off. We will see all of you in the next interview.
Thank you.